And I think also the versions that we're getting are not the versions they're currently working on. And the people that I know that are in the loop at the highest levels of AI are alarmed, including Elon. I had a conversation with Elon. We were in line together to go to church the day of the inauguration. I just happened to be right next to him. And we just walked through together. I'm like, hey, what's up? And that's all I wanted to talk about was the leaps that Grok AI is making. And he's like, it's like weekly we're shocked. And I think this thing is exponential. You can't rely too much on a system that doesn't give a fuck about you, and a system that if you're paying attention to where it's going, a large amount of it is about to get sucked up by AI, like a giant chunk
of the entertainment.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
giant chunk.
Tyler Perry. It was a story maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I think he was in the middle of either producing a movie or doing something. And
he was building an $800 million studio, and he paused the construction as soon as he saw us. What is it called? Sora?
It can create entire scenes.
Entire scenes that look realistic.
This is what's going to happen eventually. And this is not the right thing to say, especially about Hollywood. The idea of agencies, the idea of A&R, all of those jobs are about to be gone. And the only thing you're going to have is content creators. And the content creators are going to cut the middleman of the agency out, and they're going to go straight to the advertisers and the people that pay the money. You having to be connected with a certain entity or a certain agency, and they probably kill me after this, Joe. I'm sure this makes me Illuminati right now. They gonna kill me, Joe. Cat Williams and everybody for my neck. I'm telling you, it's gonna come where all of those things that you needed to make it aren't gonna exist anymore, and we're close to that right now.
Well, we already lost sitcoms, so sitcoms were number one.
Right.
That was like a number one job for a comedian. You get your own show.
Yeah,
right?
That was the only job you wanted.
That was the job that everybody wanted. And then they had comedy movies. Well, comedy movies have been drastically reduced. So the sitcom's gone, and then the comedy movies have drastically been reduced.
But what did most people want that for, Joe? What did the comedians wanted that for? Two things: money and fame.
Yeah, because there was no social media. And there was no YouTube, and so ticket sales were really dependent upon you being on a television show.
100%.
Yeah, it was a big factor.
And this is why, you probably heard this, and it's a conversation especially when it comes to comedy. You got the YouTube comedians, you got the social media comedians. Like, comedy now is broken down into so many definitions of what comedy is now. When we first started, there was only one definition. The minute you heard someone say comedian, it was nothing but a guy who grabs a mic, stands flat-footed, and entertains the audience. It wasn't a comedian on boats. It wasn't that. When you say comedian, you just associated
comedian on boats?
You know, I mean, just like, no disrespect to the cruise guys.
Cruise guys? Is that what you're talking about?
They find their lane and they love it.
But that's a tough life, man.
You know?
That's a tough life.
That's a tough life.
Trapped on that boat telling them some fucking jokes.
But then some people got mouths to feed. Some people
They
look at the level of competition. They look at this. They be like this. You know what? And those guys, it's 6 figures.
Yeah, they make 6 figures.
Oh yeah. They do. Most of the guys that do it, it's thinking to a point.
I've talked to guys that didn't like doing it.
Yeah, but
it's very kind of depressing for some reason.
Your first year or so, it's probably not, especially if you're doing like $30 spots in Brooklyn here. Like that was a come up when I started. When I started, it's like, oh, you on cruise ship? I mean, really? Oh yeah, it was, because we didn't really have a lot to look up to other than just making money off of it, you know. So it was a regular job in stand-up comedy. But the point I was making about, even with that, the different definition of comedian and people, and they break like all the old heads have a way of thinking, yeah, this and that. The thing that you have to credit is the work ethics you have to get to a certain level. As if you want to say a social media comedian, it's a certain level, it's a certain work ethics you have to be, to get consistent with that. But the problem is what some people have issues with is like, yeah, but some of them not that good. You know how hard it is to get good at something when you're already a millionaire doing it at whatever level?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what pushed us when we were coming up was that if I get good, I can get the money.
Right.
But now it's like they got the money. So what is the urgency unless you get that one or two that's really, really care about the craft? Who cares about being good at it when end result is I'm getting paid off the shit?
Well, you always want to be good at what you do, don't you?
Some people, but the level of getting good at now is different. Like today, people getting good at knowing algorithms.
There's a lot of that.
You know what I'm saying? They get good at knowing what the system is, which is fucking incredible. If you put talent on top of that,
right?
You know, it should be.
Yeah, if you're a smart person and you know how to really utilize the system. I want to say manipulate, but that's the wrong word. It really is utilize.
Utilize.
It's just you're like Mr. Beast. That's a perfect example.
Right.
That guy figured out like how to make the right captions and how to make the right image that you click on for the YouTube videos, the right title, and then he figured out how to just keep dumping money into his product. And he figured out exactly where the algorithms are, and he has it translated into different languages.
And that's a definite. That's what I'm saying is, that's the skill set that's going to get rid of a lot of jobs.
That guy's a unicorn, though. But here's the thing: I feel like if you have AI, like whatever the next generation of ChatGPT is, you could be able to devise a very effective business plan that like really made sense. The AI would sort of guide you step by step. Like, this is what you're going to do to achieve success. It'll probably even break it down. If you write for 20 minutes every day, that will increase your time of material by 50 minutes over the course of the next 10 months. And if you like do all the calculations, like, holy shit, is that real? And if you really thought about it that way, like through artificial intelligence, you let it guide your career, it would probably do a fucking amazing job of like putting you into the perfect position to be. I mean, if artificial
so we're going to be
auditioning
against motherfuckers, an artificial intelligence guy. You sending your tape in, and then they got a motherfucker that's audition like this. Hey, I need Joe to be a police officer, arrest these guys for stealing.
Donnell, we have to realize we're that close to them. They're being fake people. We're that close.
Hopefully I'm dead before they show up.
No, it's not.
I already deal with regular fake people. Now we got artificially created fake people. Oh, Hollywood is fucking dead.
They're in trouble. Oh, Hollywood's dead. No. For real though, Hollywood's dead. Just looking at that movie.
You buried it. You helped bury it.
I didn't do shit.
Yes, you did.
What did I do? I just
abandoned
ship.
You helped bury it.
I think we're gonna have President AI. That's what I think. I think we're going to realize people are too emotional and easily distracted and too corrupt. And just like this, the percentage of corruption is costing this amount of money.
So we're going to have
direct allocation of money to this and that. And AI. AI's going to take over. AI president. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
A lot of people actually what you're smoking right now, Joe.
No.
So what you do? You vote for this? How does it?
Well, here's the thing. If they really want complete total control, they'll trick you into telling you that you don't need to vote anymore because AI is going to equitably distribute all wealth, all social services, all housing. Everything's going to be even for everybody. AI knows how to do it. It's going to stop all international conflict. It's going to have a perfect carbon neutral existence while powering everything up. But it has to take control.
But somebody has to be in control of what you ask AI. Somebody. So it's just going to be anybody.
Not necessarily. No, not
Nobody's
necessarily.
going to be able to control the information you give AI to do everything you just said.
No. What happens is AI achieves what they call sentient AI. So what it is at a certain point in time, if artificial intelligence gets good enough, it's going to be autonomous. It's going to be able to control itself, and it's going to be able to make better versions of itself. It's not going to be as simple as you made a thing, and now I programmed into the thing what the parameters of this thing are, and now this thing can act like a person. No, you turn it into a life form, and then you say you have the ability to create better versions of yourself. Well, that thing
You're scaring the shit out of me right now.
That thing's going to be a god. Okay? That thing that's going to be a god, that thing might be 4 years away from us right now.
Right.
Like, no bullshit. Like 2029, it might be a real thing by then with the way technology is moving so fast. Like, we didn't even think about AI being a threat.
You know how many deadbeat dads are going to leave if you could do an AI version of being a dad? They're going to be like, fuck it, I'm out of here. You go fuck with Junior. I'm gone. I can't believe, but you can believe
human beings are going to live in alternative realities. It's not going to be as simple as, now all of a sudden there's artificial intelligence. It's artificial intelligence that can give you whatever elixir you need to keep you happy. And that's what it's probably going to do to people. It's probably going to figure out a way to sedate people.
So how are people
keep
going to
them calm?
How are people
and let them stop breeding?
So how are people going to be able to work and provide for themselves? It's just going to be a different skill set. It's going to be different type of jobs. How are humans going to be able to compete with AI?
Well, we're not. That's the thing. It's not possible. If they reach a certain point, so if you just think about, do you know what an exponential increase in technology is?
I don't.
Exponential means it's not as simple as like 1 + 1 = 2. It's you got to think that with each, like you know how they do like a funnel, and they have a quarter and they spin the quarter around the funnel, and at the bottom it gets faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
That's how exponential increase in technology works. With each invention, it makes all these other inventions, and they all accelerate. And as they do it, it happens so fast and so quick that this exponential thing is hard to understand, because it's not like each step is one more. It's like earthquakes. Like a 7.1 earthquake is like way stronger than a 7. And they just get bigger and because it's exponential. That's the same thing with technology. It's going to happen so fast that the increase in power and its ability to do whatever it wants to do is going to happen so quick. But once it becomes alive, it's just going to make better versions of itself, like immediately.
But what do we do? There's nothing we'll be able to do to get.
We are fucked.
That's what I was.
Because there will be no more jobs.
When you first started this shit, I was like, every time you built up and said what the fuck you said, I said we are fucked.
We're fucked.
We're fucked.
We're fucked. They're already having them work as kitchen assistants, where they talk to you in your kitchen.
They got robots. I went to a restaurant the other day, and a robot motherfucker pulled up with the noodles and all that type of shit.
Jesus.
I go to studios. I go to like Good Day, Pittsburgh, and all this type of shit. And where you used to go in those places and see like 12 cameramen, is one producer, and all the cameras are fucking robotic.
Didn't we learn from iRobot?
No, we didn't.
Why didn't we learn from those movies? Why didn't we learn from Terminator? What the fuck is wrong with us?
The reason why, because we thought it was just a movie. Why didn't we learn from George Jetson? Yo, that was my state of the art shit. I'm so old, yo, that when I remember when thinking about George Jetson, my mindset was like, that will never fucking happen. And my son has a phone with a goddamn video camera.
Right.
Because we don't believe this shit is going to happen.
When they start attaching large language models to quantum computing, it's going to get very, very weird.
That's the pivot I'm waiting for when people start.
That's coming, man, and that's going to be like an asteroid hitting the Yucatan.
We've been waiting for quantum computers to actually work for 30 years, and it's always 10 years away, and right now it's 10 years away.
Yeah, but right now they're able to do things with them. They're able to solve very complicated algorithms. I'm not an expert in this, but there was one computation they did, and that may be a computation it could do. It's not necessary that you can give it any computation. But the computations that it's doing are so insanely complex that they believe it's proof of the multiverse.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah, you're not buying it.
No, not at all.
Really?
No, not for a second.
How
no.
come?
because
How dare you?
I know. I'm a Luddite. I'm a Luddite. Look at me.
How dare you crush my dreams?
I believe in this.
Yeah. I've got no smoke signal in me.
For a number of reasons. One is I'm not using it. I am the techno guy. I've always been early in computers, early in the internet, and I just can't find a use for it. When I find it does some simple things. It's very good at language. Honestly, if I was like, okay, here's my situation, I'm looking for Bible scripture, it'll come up with something good, and then I can say, and read it to me like a Baptist pastor, and it'll go, hey brother,
Right.
He'll do all that stuff. But okay, it has all of the translations of the Bible in it, and so it can predict reasonably what scripture will work. It's usually not all that great. It can do term papers. It can do, we're in a position now where people are putting their resume into ChatGPT, sending it off. Thousands of people are sending off for a job, and the other end, the people are taking that resume, putting it into ChatGPT, and saying, "Please summarize this resume." I mean, that's insane. I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? That doesn't make any sense. If it can fix my email, I'll be very impressed. That's all I want. That's
Your
all I
email's
ask
a
for.
particular puzzle, though. That's the thing.
Everyone's email is a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
the spammers get around stuff and they figure it out, and you say report a spam, and then it comes back in a different way, and and how many older people especially, but even people our age, who get scammed by these emails that look pretty convincing, and then the minute you click, then they're like, oh, I should put my password in, and then you're gone, you're done. There's a phone scam going around right now, which is unbelievable. They had me going for 15 minutes. I got a call, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, right at 8 o'clock, and I'm about to walk the dog, so I press it to voicemail. I come back, I listen. This is the sheriff from Travis County, and it had a 512 number, and I need to talk to you urgently. I'm like, okay, this is kind of messed up. I call back, I get someone. Oh, I want Sheriff so-and-so. Yeah, hold on a second, we'll transfer you. I'm hearing like police radio chatter in the background. The guy gets on, and he's saying, well, you were an expert witness. You were called to be an expert witness in a case. I just happened to, and maybe this is not coincidence, I was asked to testify on someone's behalf in a case. And so you were supposed to be an expert witness in this case. You didn't show up. So you've basically broken federal law, and, we have to come and pick you up. And we have to, or you can pay a fine. And then I'm like, okay. And it just kept on going. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a sec. It sounded so real. And then at a certain point, he's like, well, you need to get a coupon to send this money. I'm like, I'm going to call my lawyer. You can't call your lawyer. I have a do not hang up order. I have to walk you through the whole process. I'm like, okay, now I got it. But that was 10, 15 minutes later.
Wow.
And a lot of people have fallen for this one. It's good.
Super sophisticated, huh?
Very
So is that
sophisticated.
overseas? Are they like
No.
spoofing a number?
No,
that's
I mean,
in Texas?
these were American voices. It sounded like a sheriff. It really did. And the deputy sounded like a deputy. I mean, it was sophisticated. It's good.
Wow.
It's really.
How much was the fine?
Like $3,000 for this infraction and $2,000 for that infraction. For it's two different things.
And then you're going to bank transfer, so they're going to get your bank numbers.
But I mean, at that point, I caught on. I'm like, no, hold on a second.
How'd you get off of it?
I said, I'm going to call my lawyer. And he's like, no. I'm like, you can't tell me I can't call my lawyer. This is bull crap. And I had to calm down. I said to Tina, listen to what just happened to me. This is crazy. Some people I know in Fredericksburg actually went all the way.
Wow.
Yeah, older people,
Right.
and they were afraid. They're like, oh,
course.
it's authority.
That's how they get you. Yeah.
I'm sure you've got the one that says, this is my favorite Bitcoin scam. It's like, okay, I've installed a spyware on your computer, and I saw what you were doing looking at that porn site, and I've recorded everything, and I'm going to release it all to your friends and on your social media if you don't send me $2,000 in Bitcoin right away. Don't even think about contacting the authorities. Have you ever gotten that one?
No.
They've sophisticated it even more now. They'll use your name and your address.
Oh.
Like, I know you live at this address. It's freaky, man. So that kind of stuff would be nice if we could have AI protect us from that.
Yeah.
If it can do all these wonderful things, focus on that. Help people, save people now.
Yeah.
Elon.
Cut out the scam.
Yeah.